So today's been, I'll be honest, it's been a bit rough for me. I haven't totally recovered from all of my trauma responses. But a lot of it too, I think, honestly, is somatic release. Because as things come up that I'm choosing to handle them differently than I did in my past, meaning instead of repeating old patterns and repeating old cycles and falling into old mindsets, I'm forcing myself to do the new, to do the uncomfortable. Yeah. Sometimes it can hurt. Oh my God. And then physically, my meaty flesh sack is like, it doesn't. It's the best way I can describe it. It's like, oh my God, what did you just do? And then, it needs some of its own love. So, I went and bought myself butter tart, nothing like some sugar and dopamine in sugar form. And also, too, what I found really helpful was putting myself in a position where I was able to help somebody else today. That was also very helpful to kind of shift my mindset out of that. It was a very emotional day for me. We're just gonna lay that right out there. First I did the thing that was uncomfortable, that I didn't want to do, and then I don't even know where the somatic release came from. I can't 100% tell you. And I've been really working on not using this part of my brain, the thinking part, the over-analytical part, because I can analyze and think things through and follow patterns like a mofo. My spatial awareness is like astronomical and patterns and... Yeah, did I mention I'm a nerd? And I have a relatively high IQ. Not that that really matters, because I think you can actually increase your gray matter and actually make your IQ higher. So don't listen to people if they tell you that you don't have a high IQ. That's just a story. Don't forget it. Forget the IQ shit. Follow your passion and you'll find out you're a genius. No joke. Yeah. And then I keep getting these phone calls or messages, and I can tell these people are worried. People from my past, okay? And they're worried because how could she be so happy? Right? Like, that can't be her. That's not normal. Or everything she's gone through. There's no way. She must be having a breakdown. Okay. If that's what you want to believe, okay. I'm not going to argue. And it's kind of funny because in the past I would have felt obligated to accommodate their need to comfort me or accommodate their need, to whatever fit their story of me. But I don't have that anymore. So now it's like, oh, they're calling again, or oh, I got another message, or nah. Nah. I'm good, thanks. Well, I want to have a pity party. I can do that all by myself. But I don't want one. No, I really don't. So, the other thing that I noticed today too, and probably because of the somatic release, it was a lot easier for me to realize what I'd done. I have a tendency to send my energy out. And as a kid, I had zero control over it. Like, I've struggled with chronic fatigue probably since I was 11, I would think. And I've had a lot of chronic pain, as I think I've mentioned that in some of my other videos. It's actually dissipating. Like I said, it's getting amazingly better, and I can feel like the tension that was in my neck here on my divine feminine side is actually running down my arm, and now I feel it like actually in my bicep and in this part of my arm, right, my forearm. So it's going to release. It's going to be great. So it's been interesting. So I realized I had sent energy out and I forgot to call it back. don't do that. If you send someone your energy, make sure you call it back. They don't need it all day, every day. Because it was like I'm like yawning and I'm getting tired and I'm like, I haven't had to take, because I was on medication for ADHD, which luckily my doctor gave me the kind that I don't have to take all the time. It was the kind I was able to take sometimes, but I didn't have to take it if I didn't need it. It wasn't addictive, but still stimulant, right? And I haven't had to take it for so long now. I've been doing so good. And today I'm like, why am I so tired? And then I realized, dude, you're still like, it's leaking. Cut. Bring it back. It's all mine. So yeah, I had to do some of that. And boom, I feel better because all my energy came back. I'm like, oh, freaking right. So yeah. If you're struggling with some fatigue, no, don't get me wrong, my meaty flesh sac is probably in need of some food. It probably needs a vegetable or two. Maybe a steak. Oh my God, don't kill the animals. But I like steak. Sorry. Anyways, that's it. I just wanted to share with you guys that not every day is perfect. Not every day is you on the ball rolling with it like you've got, everything under control. Some days it's a fucking mess. But it doesn't mean that you can't work through it. It doesn't mean that you have to hold on to it. It doesn't mean you have to live in it. You can still choose you. And you don't have to let anyone tell you how to feel or how to think or impose their shitty view of you on you and what they think you should be experiencing right now. It's not healthy for her to be so happy. Really? Maybe it's not healthy for you to think about me so much. Sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Okay, I'm good. Hope you enjoyed my cackling. Yeah. So yeah, today was a rough day for me. I'm just going to lay it out there. It was rough. It was extremely emotional. And I am feeling better now that I've let it go. But it was hard. It was fucking hard. And it hurt. It still kind of hurts, honestly. It feels like somebody, like, pile drive me or, like, right in the solar plexus, right? Like, I feel like, yeah, Or maybe it was, like, Iron Man just gave me, like, he did his thing. It was like, ah! And I flew 20 feet, landed, yeah, anyways. Yeah, it was rough. But it's going to be okay. Just remember that your spirit guides, your ancestors, your higher self, source, all of them. If you're into angels, calling them angels, call them angels. I don't care what you want to call them. They're never far from you. You're not actually alone. So it's okay to feel it. Feeling is healing. But then you gotta let it go. And honestly, today was a good day. I was struggling to do this breathwork ceremony thing because I couldn't get a full breath of air. I noticed my chest wouldn't fully expand. And I think it had to do with my chronic whatever, like where I'm holding my emotions. And because, I gave a lot of love away as a kid to people who probably didn't deserve it and got pretty tiny bit back, I think a lot of my somatic release that needs to finish coming out is actually in my chest. And that's why my shoulders do this too, right? Because all these muscles in here are constantly pulling in. So there's more work for me to do, and my meaty flesh sac is letting me know. I love it. Thank you, meaty flesh sac. One day we'll shed this avatar and be free. But yeah, so some days are involve more work than others, but it's worth it. So don't stop. Don't quit. You can do it.